The mantra crash has been definitely terrible as something that was mainly unexpected, even if, honestly speaking, I know that the team already released a post-mortem saying that it wasn't their fault, it wasn't the team that was selling and so on. I mean, I don't have an answer, obviously. What I do know is that the price action of Mantra the token OM has been pretty, I mean, I wouldn't say suspicious, but unusual. While the whole market was going down, Mantra has been always sprinting new highs. So definitely something behind the scene was happening. I don't know if it is connected to the crash, but definitely what happened was a unique case with many people that lost a lot of money. That's also one of the reasons why, guys, I always suggest you do your own research and be aware of what you are buying and which are the possible bad scenarios, because as long as everything goes well, that's super cool. But in the moment when anything goes not in the right direction, I mean, you can lose money even if the project apparently looks good. So not underestimate this thing. Now, what I want to talk with you into this video is about RWA, real world assets, that's the niche where Mantra was operating and is still operating. And I want to do with you two things. From one side, I want to talk which is my idea about the future of this market, why I do believe that RWA is crucial for the coming future and could make 100x in terms of industry, in terms of niche, even if we have seen the major project Mantra simply blowing off in the last couple of days. And on the other side, I want to introduce you three projects that are RWA related that could perform really well, and I'm super bullish on them. And one of them has been also included into the grayscale research that we'll also share into this video just recently. Okay, guys, before starting, let me say again, this channel is just about educational content, nothing more. If you want to invest in anything, always do your own research, guys. And don't forget to leave us a big thumbs up, drop a comment to the comment section. That's a small effort for you, but really means a lot to me and can also help other people to retrieve this content. Please do that. I would be really grateful. Okay, let's start. So this is the chart of Mantra in the last 3 months, and I mean, we have gone from a top of almost $9 to the actual price that is 0.77. That is more than 90% of contraction, 91% to be fair. And I mean, we have seen many projects in the last couple of months doing even worse than 90%, so it's not so unusual. But seeing these 90 and more percent happening in just a matter of hours, or even like 1 hour and a half, that's really impressive. I don't want to go too much into this scandal because I don't have an answer. I don't want to just create fake engagement telling you stuff. The reality is that what happened is bad. I wouldn't jump back into this project, honestly speaking. It's too shadow. And I mean, look at, I mean, it was an only app project with, I don't know which were the big partnerships. Yes, they had something with Dubai, but I mean, what happened, it's an indication that not everything was super clean. We'll be able to regain success, maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't touch it, but do whatever you feel that is more, that you feel more comfortable with. When it comes to RWA, despite the market was shrinking, check the value that is locked when it comes to RWA is continuously growing and printing new all-time highs. And that's something that is showing you how corporates, institutions are finally coming on the blockchain space. At the moment we have something like 21 billion. That is not a lot, generally speaking. With any probability in the coming years we will see an exponential curve of this chart, mainly because there are trillions of assets that could be brought on chain. The whole point is having clarity in terms of the legal framework and having institutions, companies, financial institutions, and so on, that are starting to feel confident and becoming familiar with the blockchain. And that's something that is already happening. Every day we are seeing the announcement of new projects and new corporates coming from the Web2 space, from the TradFi space, saying, guys, we will start adopting the blockchain, and step by step they will start tokenizing more and more assets. Obviously, the legal framework, that's something that should be solved, and the different countries are working into that direction. So I do really believe that RWA could be the big narrative that could drive a real adoption, because from one side, yes, speculation that you can generate with meme coins, it's all about retailers and so on. But if you want to really have a lot of money on chain, and to have a lot of money on chain, that's also the kind of prerogative in order to push the price of any token higher. I mean, you need to have big financial institutions jumping on. And that's a big difference from this cycle to all the past cycles. If the past cycles were mainly about retail, so it was just about us, it was enough for us buying something and the price would pump, right now it's different. We need to have this kind of adoption. So that's the reason why I'm really bullish about RWA, and I do think that's the key in order to have the push that we are all looking for. Now that we have understood why and how important is RWA, let me introduce you 3 projects that I'm super bullish on when it comes to RWA. So one is Pendle, and the reason why I really like Pendle in terms of RWA, because finally they released their roadmap for the coming future, and they finally said, guys, so our goal is to embed real-world assets also on Pendle in order to start generate more yield on top of real-world assets. And that's super bullish, because one of the main things that I was skeptical when it comes to Pendle has been one of the best performers in 2024. Look at this chart. Has gone from 0.05, so 5 cents, to more than $10. So it means something like 200x. So that's really a lot. But it was mainly driven by airdrop hunting. So trying to farm points that, I mean, that's a good for Pendle. It could generate this kind of spike and so on. But at the end of the story, it's a pretty limited use case. Finally, they started to implement and start working on real use cases that can be used also by institutions, corporations, and embedding something that has a future. So with this kind of shift in the fundamentals, we can finally start seeing a growth also on Pendle. And as you can see also the price in the last couple of months, even if the market has been suffering a lot, starting from March 11, I mean, Pendle has been performing pretty well, and even during the whole crisis in the trad market and so on, I mean, Pendle has been growing a lot. And one of the reasons is because that's one of the projects that has a real use case, is trying to ride a big narrative, and it's doing that, generating value. I do think that value, real value, is important, and Pendle is definitely a project has been taken in account. Another project I really like is Plume. I already mentioned it to you. It's a blockchain dedicated fully to the RWA space. It's close to Mantra, but honestly, I'm more confident in Plume compared to Mantra. Mantra has been really good in marketing, and the chart is telling you the whole story. Plume has been good on attracting users, and I mean also in terms of price. That's a price action from the moment of the launch, and as you can see, it has been going sideways. It's not bad considering how the market was in the last couple of months. With a market cap is just at the moment about 300 million. That's pretty low if you think about how big is this market. The fact that they already have tokenized assets, they are still into the testnet. They will launch the mainnet in the coming weeks, months. I don't have a day yet, but I mean, I think they will announce it soon. And from that moment on, we will also start seeing the metrics. One important thing about Plume that has been really good on creating partnerships with projects, with communities, and so on. So it means that in the moment of the launch, also Plume will have already many different applications running on top of the blockchain. So that's something that could drive a lot of attraction. Honestly, Plume, when it comes to RWA and layer 1, so blockchains, it's my favorite pick. Let me know what do you think, which is your own favorite pick. If you have any other project when it comes to RWA that you think that should be taken account, and its position in the rank number 1 when it comes to RWA. Mine is Plume, and I'm super bullish on that. I'm waiting to see them launching on mainnet. Going to the last project is Maple. Maple is a long, that's a project that was born a long time ago. If you check the chart, you will see that was already out in at the end of the previous bull run, and it reached the maximum in just before the Terra Luna crash, 2022. And from that time on, the price action has been pretty choppy, to be fair. But they're doing a pretty good job behind of the scene, and you can also check it out on their website. It's about secured lending, so it's about lending based on RWA that is trying to target corporations and institutions. So that's really interesting. So high yield, BTC yield, so it's about generating fixed yield that you can rely on. Visibility, usual stuff from a website. I will also leave the link. You can check it by yourself. But the whole point is generating loans issued and tailored for corporations and institutions. And the interesting part when it comes to Maple is that this project has been also included by Grayscale into their top projects that they believe that could be good. There are many of them. Obviously, there is Ethereum, Bitcoin, Chainlink, Sui, and blah 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 blah. There is Story Protocol, a new protocol. Maple, that is here, that has really a tiny market cap. So honestly speaking, the reason why I'm bullish on that is, first of all, it's trying to ride a good narrative like RWA. On the other side, it's something that has been on the market for a while, and it never broke the previous low. It's still choppy, but still above the low, and it has a really tiny market cap. It is considered by, Grayscale is not my favorite company, but definitely that's one of the main key opinion leader into this market, and they are working on it to attract institutions and so on. And in the coming years, as I told you before, the market will shift from what is cool for retailers, and probably Maple Finance wasn't cool for retailers, to what is cool for corporations and institutions. And Maple Finance could be in that way. So that's the reason why I like it. It's tiny, a good use case, pretty well connected when it comes to institutions. So that's the reason why I included it into this three project I wanted to share about RWA. Guys, let me know which is your favorite project when it comes to RWA. Let me know into the comment section below. Don't forget to leave us a big thumbs up, and I will see you soon in another video. Thanks, guys.